Morning dear students, after completed so many experiment, now today we will discuss about the single phase full control converter. Under this single phase full control converter, our aim is to view the output voltage waveform on the CRO. The basic aim of this single phase full control converter, the input is a AC supply and output is a DC supply. So how to in AC supply converted into DC supply, this is our basic aim. With the help of this converter, we can convert this single phase AC supply into DC supply, right? This is our basic aim. For the performing of this experiment, we are required some apparatus. The basic required apparatus is called trainer gate of single phase rectifier, or we can say full control converter, and one CRO is required and connecting wires, or we can say probes will be required. After understanding of the required apparatus, now we will move to discuss about the circuit diagram and working of this particular converter. How to convert AC supply to DC supply. So this section is represented as a input sections, right? And this section is represented as a output section. For your convenience, here I am mentioning the resistive nature of load, but in spite of this resistive nature of load, here during the practical I am connecting one lamp. The lamp is behave like a resistive nature of load. Across the lamp we are observe the output voltage waveform. This output voltage waveform is always give the DC output voltage, right? If you are observing, this is the DC voltage and this one is the AC voltage, so we can say this AC supply converted into DC supply with the help of this converter circuits, right? For the making of this converter, we are required to 4 SCR cell, or we can say thyristor T1, thyristor T2, thyristor T3, thyristor and T4 thyristor, right? So the working of this mode operations is two mode operation, mode 1 operation and mode 2 operation. During the mode 1 operation, during the positive half cycle. During the positive half cycle, what happened? This become positive and this become negative, right? When this become positive, it means start to current flowing like this manner. Current is flowing like this manner, like this manner, like this manner. After this movement, we are providing the proper gate pulse to SCR, or we can say thyristor T1, then current start to flowing like this direction. Here the thyristor T3 will be off state conditions, then current is flowing like this direction, and current is flowing like this direction, then current move start to flowing like this, and then current start to, and the loop will be completed, right? Loop will be completed during the positive half cycle. If you are observing, the current direction is like this, right? During the positive half cycle, the output current direction is downward, right? Similar manner, if you are after completions of during the positive half cycle, one thing will be observed: thyristor T1 and thyristor T2 will be on state condition, and thyristor T3 and thyristor T4 will be off state conditions. If you are changing the gate triggering pulse, right, gate triggering pulse across the thyristor T1 and T2, the output voltage will be affected, right? Now we will discuss about the mode 2 operation. During the mode 2 operation, what happened? During the mode 2 operation, this negative supply become positive, right? This negative supply become positive, and the second conditions is after this negative supply become positive and this positive become negative, right? Once this negative become positive, then current start flowing like this manner, and like this manner during the negative half cycle, current is flowing like this, and this and this condition. Then now thyristor T1 will be on state conditions with the proper gate pulse, and then current start flowing like this direction. Then thyristor T4 will be on state conditions and current flowing like this. So our loop will be completed, right? This process is going on because we know that in the AC supply, positive, negative are moving, right? If one more thing, if you are observing that during the negative half cycle, the current direction will not change, the output current direction will not change. If the current direction will not change, it means we can say that the AC supply converted into one directional or unidirectional of the output current, or we can say output voltage, right? But one more thing, during the negative half cycle, thyristor T1 and T2 is having in the off state condition, and thyristor T3 and thyristor T4 is a on state condition. During this state, we are providing the proper gate pulse If you are changing the gate pulse during this state or during this state, what happened? The output voltage will be changed. This output voltage will be saved. Later we will see how to this output voltage will be saved. But one more important point is how to calculate this output voltage. The calculations of output voltage, here I am written the direct formula of the output voltage, because this portion will be covered in your theory lectures, right? That's why here I am using directly this formula. And in this formula, what happened? This is the input side of maximum voltage. This is a pi value. This is output voltage. And here cos alpha. This alpha is very important point. This alpha is very important point. Exactly, alpha is depend on the gate pulse. If you are providing the triggering angle for the thyristor T1, T2 or thyristor T3 and T4 during the positive half cycle and during the negative half cycle respectively, then what happen? If you are changing this, alpha will be less value. Alpha will be less value. If alpha will be changed, the output voltage of the converter, the output voltage of the converter, if you are observing the output voltage area is like this, right? So it means this area is like, if you are changing this alpha, now I want to interested to change the alpha value, right? This alpha value I want to interested to increase this alpha value. Now I will increase this alpha value. It means what happened? The new area is like this, right? Now I want to reduce the alpha value, right? Third condition, alpha is depend on the which factor? Exactly, alpha is depend on the one factor that is called as a gate triggering pulse. So gate triggering pulse is controlled by the port resistance here. During the kit, what happened? This third portion, what happened? The cross sectional area is more. It means one point is very, very important. When alpha is less, right? Alpha is less, the output voltage is more. Output voltage will be more. When alpha is maximum alpha, it means output voltage will be minimum, right? So this is reciprocal relationship. Exactly, if you are observing these things, that the firing angle is a reciprocal of the output voltage. One more important point is this. Here we are connecting the lamp load, right? Lamp load. It means what happened? If the alpha is less and output voltage is more, but the lamp brightness is very, very high. Lamp brightness is very, very high. Second important point, if alpha is more, the output voltage will be less. It means the brightness of lamp will be reduced. This portion we will see during the practicals, right? During the practicals. One more thing, how to measure the alpha, right? Alpha, it means this time is x-axis, right? This time is x-axis. If you are observing this blue, this pink color, it means this is the one alpha, right? If you are observing this is the another alpha, right? And third one is this is the another alpha, right? So 3 alpha is required. This alpha is completely variable parameters, right? So we will see basically this particular conditions. So with the help of alpha, we can control the output voltage, right? If you are connecting, in spite of the resistive nature of load, motor types of load will be connected, that is called as a RL load. And if alpha will be changed, output voltage will be changed, that this output voltage become as an input voltage of the motor terminal, then what happen? Motor speed will be controlled, right? So that is called another experiment related to this, but all those theoretical background will be same, right? So after understanding of this theoretical background, we will move to the trainer kit, right? So now we will see the trainer kit about. This is our trainer kit, right? This is the trainer kit. We can say single phase fully controlled converter or single phase rectifier trainer kit. In this trainer kit, I will explain about the this is input side of supply. This input side of supply, this is a phase, this one is a neutral. Phase is always connected to phase point and neutral is always connected to the neutral point, right? This is the first type of connection. And second is connections is required here mentioned U21, right? And here U11, it means this is connected to this point. Here U22 and here U12, U22, 2 it is connected here to here, and C21 is connected to C11 and C22 is connected to C12, right? So this is connected to here to here to here. So connection is very, very simple here, right? So here first we will try to connect this particular things, right? So this is connected 1 to 1 and 2 to 2, right? And similarly we can say C1 to 1, right? C1 to 1 is connected to here, and second thing is C2 to 2 is connected to 2.8. This connections is 4. And after these connections, this is very important point. This is called as a port resistance, right? If you are changing this port resistance value or port resistance positions, then what happen during the changing of positions of this port resistance, the triggering angle of for the thyristor T1, thyristor T2, thyristor T3 and thyristor T4 during the positive half cycle of thyristor T1 and T2 will be changed with the help of which things, this port resistance. One more thing, so this thyristor T3 and this thyristor T4, this thyristor T3 and thyristor T4, when we are changing these positions, we can say alpha will be changed, and this whole circuitry is called as a trainer circuit, right? This is called as a control circuit. Exactly, this is called as a control circuit, right? So this control circuit, we are providing lots of things. We know that very well about how to make a control circuit or triggering circuits, right, of the SCR. This is the triggering circuit, and this 2 point is called as a load terminal, right? Across this load terminal, for the resistive nature of load, we are connecting one lamp is connected to here, right? Now we are interested to see the or we view the VI character, not sorry, VI not VI characteristics, or we can say output voltage, not characteristics. I am extremely sorry, right? Okay, this is the character. Actually, we want to interested to find the output voltage across this lamp. So this is the CRO connections, right? So this is, we are connecting one CRO probe in channel number 1. In the channel number 1, having two things, one is phase or second one is neutral, yeah, positive or negative. So this negative is connected to here and positive point is connected to here. So with the help of what happened, the electrical output voltage we will visualize on this CRO, right? This is our basic aim, how to visualize this particular output voltage. That is our aim. One more thing, if you are observing, when I am changing the positions of alpha, and alpha positions will be changed if brightness is more. So you can consider the alpha will be less. It means this horizontal line will be very less, right? If brightness is very less, it means alpha is more, right? It means this completely reciprocal, already explained in the theoretical concept. So this line will be increased. So now we are interested to see this particular things. Okay, so all the connections is done here. Right now I want to interested to turn on these positions, right? So we can just turn on. Here I am providing the supply and I think so connections is done. Yes, supply is over. So now we are interested to one more things, that is CRO settings, right? So first we will discuss about the CRO settings, right? CRO settings, so already we have done the CRO settings. Simply I will tell you, right? This first auto reset. After auto reset, we are using the channel number 1, right? Channel number 1 to select the channel number 1, right? That's all, right? That is a very simple connections. Now if you are observing, so this is the alpha. This line is alpha, and this line is connected to here, and the waveform will be seen. Now for better understanding, I will move the positions of waveform. Just give 1 second, right? So I will move the positions of this waveform right to left or left to right. Just give 1 second, right? So it's, yes, right? It's a completely fluctuating. This is the alpha and this is your waveform, output voltage waveform, right? For visualizing of this waveform, now I want to interested to this alpha is more. So just see this brightness is very less, right? This brightness will be less. It means what happened, now I want to interested to change the value of alpha. If I want to change the value of alpha, it means just I will change the positions of the triggering pulse. Just observe one important point. When I am changing the triggering pulse, right? So it means what happened, this line will be changed. Again you can observe this thing. This line will be more, brightness will be less, right? It means alpha is more, right? If brightness is increases, this line will be reduces. It means alpha will be decreases. How to measure this alpha? Alpha measuring factor, the alpha is having in the x-axis, right? X-axis is, again we are selecting the selector's line, right? And select the positions. The one positions is right place, right? And now second positions, I will select the second positions. So this is our second positions. Now move to like this, right? So this is, sorry, one is missing. Just give 1 second, right? Yes. So like and like this. So this is the position. Right? It means if you are observing, so this is the time, right? And this alpha is converted into degree. Time is converted into degree. How to convert time into degree? Omega t is equals to alpha, consider, right? Omega t is equals to alpha, it means we can consider as a time. And so it's very simple, right? It's very simple about this experiment. After seeing this waveform on the CRO, now I want to interested to show the waveform in the DSO, right? Digital oscilloscope. So this is our digital oscilloscope. But before connecting the digital oscilloscope, we are required to change the connections. Little bit change the connections, right? So just give 1 second. I will change the connections. Then I will show you how to see the waveform of DSO. After seeing the waveform on CRO, now I will interested to show the waveform on DSO, right? DSO is also having same thing. If you are observing this particular waveform, so this is the output voltage waveform. This line is represented, but one more advantage is here. Continuously this waveform is fluctuated. Now I want to interested to pause this waveform, so I will pause this waveform, right? This is the alpha, and during this alpha, if you are observing, the brightness of lamp is more, it means this alpha value will be less, right? This is connected to here and this continuously moving this particular waveform, right? Now I want to interested to change the alpha value. The alpha, for the changing of the alpha value, just we are changing this triggering pulse, right? So now I want to interested change the triggering pulse. So I will show the minimum brightness of the lamp. It means maximum value of the alpha, right? If showing the maximum value of the alpha, now what happened? Alpha will be increasing. If you are comparing before 2 seconds or after 2 seconds, what happened? This alpha value will be changed. But one important, again same things, if you interested to measure this value on the DSO, so you can pause this waveform. So this is the another facility on the DSO, but such types of facility will not exist in the CRO, right? So this is all about this experiment. After understanding of this experiment, now we will want to change the load, right? So one more experiment will be over. Here having the resistive nature of load, right? Instant or in spite of this resistive nature of load, we will connect this inductive nature of load, right? This inductive nature, why I am saying this inductive nature of load? Because this is a motor load, or I think so you people are very well knowledge about the very well knowledge about the electrical machines. The electrical machines, it means motor means more inductive nature, right? Motor is more inductive nature. So it is not a purely inductive load, but it will be considered as a dominating nature of the inductive load, right? So here we will discuss about these things, and we are interested to control the speed of motor when we are changing the alpha value, right? So simply just we are replacing this lamp or by this load, right? This particular load, and if you are observing this load, it means what happened? This the rotation of shaft will be increase or rotation of shaft will be decreases, right? The rotation of shaft will be increase of, it means what happened? Speed will be controlled, right? So later I will show you, just give 1 second, right? Then we will just give 1 second, I will connect this motor, then I will continue. After completions of the resistive nature of load, right? Now we are interested to connect the inductive nature of load, or we can say RF nature of the load, right? This RF nature of the load, already I told you that here I am connecting the one motor, that is universal motor, right? We know that very well, the universal motor, it means work on the AC supply and as well as DC supply. In the output side, we are getting the DC supply. If you are changing this triggering angle, right, this time what happens, if you are observing the sound of motor is very high and the rotations of the shaft is very high, it means we can say motor is rotating in the full speed condition. Motor is rotating in the full speed condition, it means the alpha, that alpha value is very less, right? And some negative spikes will be coming in the output side of the voltage due to inductive nature of load. We know that inductive nature of load, it means it stores the energy, that it stores the energy for the short time duration. That energy will be shown like this manner, right? This line is represented as a negative spikes, right? Now I want to change the position of triggering angle, right? Suddenly we are changing the position terminal. If you are observing, the motor sound will be reduces, then shaft position will be decreases, and the alpha, that alpha will be changed, right? This alpha will be changed, the triggering angle will be changed. Here we will get the less negative or more negative pulse, right? It means alpha will be continuously increasing, continuously the motor speed will be decreased. It means alpha will be increases, right? Suddenly now I want to show you this particular case. This is the very low speed of the motor. It means more alpha, more negative pulse. If you are observing before 2 minutes, right, before 2 seconds, what happened? This value is less, now this value is more, and as well as the speed of the motor will be less, right? So with the help of this single phase fully controlled rectifier, right, we can control the speed motor when the changing of this alpha value, right, when the changing of this alpha value, right? So it is very simple experiment. Okay, it is very simple experiment. I think so all doubt is clear related to this particular things. If you have any doubt regarding to this practical, that is single phase full control with R load and with RL load, okay, you can ask during the lecture sessions and as well as practical sessions. Thank you all.